everyone, back again, Mama Sa from Mama Sa Stories. And today on Anzac Day, when we are thinking back and remembering all those wonderful men that kept our country safe and went out to keep the world a safer place, also we have to remember the mothers who keep your world safe. And here is a beautiful book called I Love You Forever. I Love You Forever by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Anthony Lewis. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forward while she held him. She sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. There she is, rocking and singing, just like I used to rock and sing my little boy when he was little. He's now a grown man. I used to sing a lot because he used to cry because he had tummy problems. And that little baby that she rocked and loved grew. He grew and he grew and he grew, just like you're doing. You notice how you're bigger than you were last year? He grew until he was 2 years old and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the fridge. And he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Because sometimes that's what 2-year-olds do. There he is, pulling the books off the shelf and the food out of the fridge. And it's not a good idea to put things down the toilet because you can't ever get them back. Sometimes his mother would yell, You're driving me crazy. Especially when he threw the watch down the toilet. There's the dog, he's put a towel over, nice fresh towel over. But at night time, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, tiptoed across the floor and looked down at his bed. He was really asleep. If he was really asleep, she'd pick him up and she'd rock him back and forth and sing, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Isn't that nice? Do you see the moon in the corner? And the stars. That's how you know it's night time. That little boy grew, just like you. He grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was 8 years old. There he is, there. One, and bigger, and bigger. Dinner's ready, called his mum. But he never wanted to come in for dinner. And he never wanted to take a bath. And when Grandma visited, he sometimes said bad words at the dinner table. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. Not all 8-year-olds are like that. Just the one in this book, I think. And occasionally a few others. And there is the mother with the... What expression do you think that is on the mother's face? Oh, I think she might be angry. I think the grandmother's a little surprised and he's looking a bit worried that he's in trouble. Sometimes it's hard to tell what people are thinking by looking at their face. You have to look really hard and what are they feeling? But at night time, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, walked across the floor and looked up over the side of his bed. If he was really asleep, she'd pick up that 8-year-old and rock him back and forth and back and forth. And while she'd rock him, she would sing, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, living, my baby you be. My baby you be. Look at that beautiful dog. He's so sleepy. I can nearly hear him snoring in my head when I look at that picture. The boy grew, and he grew, and he grew. Just like you will. He grew until he was a teenager. He wore strange clothes and had strange friends and listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was living in the zoo. That's him playing music with his friends, and that's his mother picking up his sock and his old pizza. But at night, his mother opened the door to his room, crept across the floor and looked down at the bed. If that teenager was really asleep, she would kiss him on the cheek and sing quietly, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you be." So it doesn't matter what the little boy's done, she'll always love him. Well, that teenager kept growing. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew up until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a flat, that's a small house, on the other side of town. His mum was a bit sad, but she knew it was time for him to go and find his own life. The dog stayed behind to keep her company. But sometimes, on dark nights, the mother took a bus across the town. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she would let herself in, tiptoe upstairs, look at the bed, and if that great big man was really asleep, she'd kiss him on the cheek and whisper, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you be." Well, that mother, she got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, "You better come and see me because I'm really old and sick now." So the son went to see his mother, and when he came to the door, she tried to sing the song, "I love you forever, I like you," but she was too old and sick to finish the song. And that's normal to get older and sick. It's just part of life. Some people don't get sick when they're old. My mother's 93 and she's still healthy as healthy. The son went to his mother, hugged her and rocked her back and forth and sang the song to her. "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mother you'll be." Because he'd heard her all those nights singing it to him. And there he is, cuddling his mum, giving her all the love and comfort and kindness she deserves. When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up and he rocked her back and forth and sang his mother's song. "I love you forever, I like you for always, for as long as I'm living, my baby you be, my baby you be." And I think once you're a mother, you're always a mother. Don't you feel like that about your dolls sometimes, girls? Or maybe you boys feel like, you know, you're mother to your pet lizard, or maybe you've got a bird or a dog, and you love them just like they were your child, or maybe it's your favourite truck. Who knows what it is you love, and it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you love someone and someone loves you. And that was a beautiful book, and I hope it gives you lovely feelings as you go to sleep on this beautiful autumn evening. And Mama Sa loves you, and so does Big James. And here's my kisses for you and you and you. Good night, beautifuls. Press like, share with all your beautiful friends, and please write to me. Tell me about yourself and your world. Night.